Wrestling Addicts. Today we're going to be talking about Roger Jackson, man. Let's just wait for a couple people to tune in, dude. I put the link in the description. So if you guys click the link, it's in the description. Let me see if I can put it in the comments right here. Let me check it out. Hell yeah, man. Hey, what happened with Roger Jackson was absolutely ridiculous, bro. I can't believe he did that, man. To Psycho Stu. He's an Army veteran. If you guys didn't know, which was crazy, bro. I mean, nobody knew he was an Army veteran going into this. Roger Jackson had no idea that this guy was an Army vet. Let's get the facts straight. But it doesn't really matter who you is. That still doesn't give you the reason that you could just go over there to somebody like Austin Stu and do that to him, my friends. Psycho Stu. I mean, bro, it's crazy, dude. Roger Jackson's crazy. He should have never been at that event in the first place, like Rampage Jackson said. He should have never been there in the first place, dude. He already had concussions. He literally got kicked in the face from sparring just the day before that, my friends. He was talking about how he was throwing up and having headaches the night before he even went to the goddamn wrestling event. And I don't even know what wrestling organization that is. And I don't know why he was there. Of course, he's there trying to help his friend AJ. You know, he's trying to support them and what's going on. But dude, it's absolutely ridiculous. Look, I got people commenting right now on the TikTok. We dropped a couple of videos on it, man, and they're going viral, dude. You know, everybody has their opinions. That's why I wanted to go live today, because I want to see and I want to give people the platform to go ahead and talk about and how they feel with what's going down with Roger Jackson, my people. So if there's anybody out there, man, you're just chilling. It's a Sunday night. You know, we all got to go to work tomorrow. We working those 10-hour shifts. It's like 105 degrees here in Fresno. But I want to know if anybody wants to give their opinion. Is there any Army vets out there that have anything to say to Roger Jackson? Is there anybody who backs up Roger Jackson? Is there anybody who's defending Roger Jackson here and has something to say about him? Does anybody feel like Roger Jackson was in the wrong? Or was he in the right? I want to know, and I want to give you guys somewhere to talk about it right here, man. Give your guys' ideas, your opinions. It doesn't matter what it is. If you agree with Roger Jackson or you disagree with him, we're here to talk about it. Now, man, if you're an Army veteran, you know, you went to the Army, you went to some type of military branch, you know, the Air Force, the Marine Corps, you're feeling some type of way about this because you know, you're an Army veteran, somebody like Psycho Stu, who already has PTSD, who's honestly looking for wrestling for a way out. He went and served our country, bro. He's out there serving our country, doing a hard time. He came back with PTSD, so obviously he was seeing things. And that's just what's up, Sandcam message reacted. What's going on, man? Anybody who's tuning in right now, I'm gonna put the link in the description. It's already there. Give your opinion, my friends. If you're an Army veteran, if you're a Marine Corps veteran, how are you feeling about this? Because this was not real fighting. Psycho Stu was not actually trying to start problems with Raja. The question is, though, was Psycho Stu, I mean, his nickname is Psycho Stu, was he watching Roger Jackson come to this event and everybody was talking about it like, yo, Rampage Jackson's son's going to be at this event? Everybody was talking about it. Yo, this is going to be a big deal. This guy has, you know, thousands of followers on TikTok. I don't know how many exact followers he has on TikTok, but is it possible that Psycho Stu was already hyped up thinking about this? Like, yo, bro, this fool has how many people watching his live? All right, watch. He's gonna come over here. He's gonna try to act all tough. I'm gonna get in his face. You know how there's those type of guys, man, that just like to do that, especially if they know that somebody's live and stuff. They just want to, you know, kind of put themselves out there. Now, the way that he walked up to Roger Jackson, the way he walked up to him, let's talk about that. It is kind of sketchy. I ain't gonna lie. You know, I don't know where Roger Jackson comes from. I believe when you think about Rampage Jackson and you think about all the money that he made, you wouldn't think that Roger Jackson is your blue collar kid who came from gang violence, who came from a bad neighborhood. You wouldn't think that. Because I'm going to tell you, as somebody who did come from that, if somebody walks up behind you And even if you're not expecting it, look, I'm a WWE fan. I know what's going on when it comes to these events. If you're somebody in the stand and here comes Logan Paul and he hits you, I'm not gonna jump over the thing and start beating Logan Paul. I'm gonna get excited. I'm gonna be like, oh shit, am I part of the event? But Raja has this, he has this ego in his body that he just can't be playing games. And I don't know if it's just the what Rampage Jackson has done to Raja growing up as a young kid, because dude, going into that, a lot of people didn't see that Rampage Jackson was talking crap on Raja Jackson for being at that event. He was talking crap on Raja for even being there in the first place, my friends. He was saying, "Yo, I seen you were on live with a bunch of guys in skinny jeans. You got jumped by a bunch of guys in skinny pants." And Raja's just trying to be at this, he's just trying to be at this wrestling event to be able to support his buddy. It wasn't a big wrestling event at all. Raja Jackson, he is the son of Rampage Jackson. He's literally there just to support this guy. But as he's sitting there and all this already went down, he's sitting there watching this event take place. His goddamn people in the comments are rage baiting him. They start rage baiting Raja Jackson. They start putting comments like, dude, you got knocked out. Because if you guys didn't know, he had a concussion going to that wrestling event that he suffered in MMA practice where he got head kicked in the face. Right? A lot of people are like, bro, you got knocked out. You suck. Everybody's always just making fun of him, bro. He's just a big guy, strong guy, the type of guy that you can just talk shit about and he's going to get mad. Rampage Jackson has been doing it this whole that time, alive all the time. I'm pretty sure somebody like Raja Jackson gets tired of somebody talking crap. And with Rampage Jackson, your own father, talking to you like that and telling you like you a bitch and why you over there at this wrestling event and what you doing and this and that, I'm pretty sure it's fueling Raja Jackson's mind even more. It's pissing him off even more. What's up, Jamal? Shout out to you, my bae. Hey, my boy. Hey, man. It's ridiculous, bro. There's a lot of things that go into this. It's not just Raja Jackson. He's a crazy guy, this and that. Maybe he was looking at this for clout. Let's talk about that. If he was looking at this for clout, if he knew in the back of his head, yeah, I know this is fake. The guy did go up and apologize to him. Didn't Psycho Stu? Didn't he go up to Raja and apologize and start shaking his hand? Because I remember Psycho Stu going up to Raja and start shaking his hand. Once I seen that, and he even sat down on the chair. And then Raja Jackson was looking at him and they were talking it out and he was apologizing to him, bro. Former Army veteran, even though he didn't know that. Raja Jackson, in the back of his head, do you think, in the comments, bro, do you guys think he knew? Hey, why? Do you guys think he knew that this was a fake event and that, yeah, maybe Psycho Stu was just playing around and I'm just going to take it easy? Or do you think he was that delusional because of a concussion that the whole time that he was sitting there with his dad talking crap to him and everybody rage baiting him, the whole time in his head, he was like, Dad, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing. This guy, nobody wants to call, nobody calls me up. Nobody calls me up. Hey, for everybody who's watching, man, join in, bro. I'm turned, bro, because this is a hot topic with Raja Jackson and this Army veteran, my friends. Was it a clout chase? Was my boy chasing the clout? I don't know, dude. I don't know. But I'm gonna tell you like this: if he was chasing the clout, man, that was all bad, bro. He definitely got it. Don't get me wrong, because before this, I knew who Raja Jackson was. I knew Rampage Jackson had a son, but I didn't know anything about Raja Jackson. And now all of a sudden, the whole world know who he is. He's 25 years old, my friends. He's an actual MMA fighter. When you look at Tapology, he only has a record of 0-1. He lost his first fight by unanimous decision. I'm pretty sure when you lose your first fight by unanimous decision, you're Rampage Jackson's son. There's so many people all over YouTube, all over social media that just are going to put you down and drive you down because you obviously can't be as good as your goddamn father, man. And mentally, that has to be taxing. You know, it has to be rough, man. Is Diddy my cousin? Nah, Diddy's not my cousin, bro. He ain't my cousin. Diddy, man, he in prison, man. Diddy Lokes. Diddy Lokes, man. He out there. He out there like Jeffrey Einstein, dude. Out there with females and drugging him and all this and that. Now, don't get me wrong, all these females are over 18. That's cool, whatever. I mean, it ain't cool, but if you're under 18, then I ain't cool, fool. I don't roll with that. I got kids myself and shit, bro. That's you overdoing it. And not just that, but another reason why I never fuck with Diddy because of everything that happened with Tupac. I believe Diddy has something to do with Tupac. I honestly think that. So because of that, I actually don't really listen to Diddy, and I don't really listen to his music. But yeah, man, free P Diddy. No, free P Diddy. Free R Kelly. Free R Kelly, not P Diddy. But anyways, was Roger Jackson in the right, Volosky? Was he in the right or was he in the wrong? When you look at his situation, when you see that he has a concussion coming into this, when you see the guy hit the can on his face, now there's a lot of arguments. Was that can real? Was that can real? Because hold up. Let me grab a can real quick. I know I got a can right here in the back fridge real quick. Hold on. I'm telling you guys right now, if this was a real can, I would have got heated, bro. If it's a real can, I'm heated. Because look, I don't want to show you guys the can because then it will get blocked. But this is a Budweiser that I got in here. Ha ha. I was gonna do a little test real quick to see how this will feel. All right. I think it's gonna hurt, honestly. I don't know. Let's see. Let's just imagine somebody walks up behind me. I'm chilling. All right. Subscribe to the channel, by the way, guys. Imagine somebody walks up behind me. I turn around and it says big old fool, 6'2". And he's looking down on me like he's all crazy. And he's like, hey, you know who I am? And I'm like, what? I don't know who you are. Oh, I'm Psycho Stu. And then he just reaches over to the side. I got a can in my hand right now. This is pretty heavy, and he hits me in the head with it. Oh. Oh. Fuck. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you guys right now, bro. I ain't even hitting myself hard. Oh. Oh, fuck. I ain't even hitting myself hard. I'm telling you, if this is a real can, I'm heated. I'm aggravated. And I'm doing exactly what Roger Jackson did. You know, he started telling him, he was like, hey, hold my shit, hold my stuff. He takes off his thing, he takes off his little man purse. I don't know what he's doing wearing that. If who has arms the size of like that, I don't know what my boy's doing. You know, unless he got some gun in there or something. He puts it down and he's like, oh, I don't play around like that, bro. I don't play around like that. And then your boy, Psycho Stu, actually standing there for about 15 seconds. And I think he's second guessing himself, bro. I think he's looking at Roger Jackson and he's looking at him and seeing how heated he got off that. And in his brain, within 10 seconds, he completely switched from crazy Psycho Stu to normal Army veteran Stu. And then that's when he starts reaching over, trying to apologize, right? He starts trying to apologize. He starts reaching over. He's like, yo, I'm sorry, bro. I'm sorry. And Roger Jackson doesn't want to shake his hand. He denies him 2 times. Before, let's go, Mr. KO. Shout out to you, man. Shout out to you, my boy. He denies him 2 times before he reaches over and finally shakes Psycho Stu's hand. To the point where they're shaking hands. Psycho Stu walks back. He sits on a chair. He's over here posted like this, bro. He pulls up a chair. He's sitting down right here. And right in front of him is Roger Jackson. And Roger Jackson doesn't do nothing. He doesn't start throwing blows on him. He doesn't start hitting him, bombing on him. Boom, 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 boom. Right? He's keeping this anger inside of him. Like premeditated murder. He's just thinking in his head. While this guy who's an Army veteran, which I don't like, I like to say that, but I'm not going to say that Roger Jackson knew that. He didn't know that Psycho Stu was an Army vet. So we can't act like, oh, yeah, he attacked this Army veteran specifically because of that. It sucks that he's an Army veteran. And if you're a veteran and you're watching this right now, I understand. This pisses you off even more. To the point where if you see Roger Jackson on the street now, you're an Army veteran, or you're a pro wrestler and you see this guy walking, you might want to start beef with him. Just like that guy who was running up on Roger Jackson. If you guys seen in the video as he was walking away, one of those dudes who was like a blue clown or something, or a blue suit anywhere, I don't know what he was dressed like, starts walking up to him. And he's like, yo, you're looking for the viral moment? Let's do the viral moment right now. Let's do the viral moment right now. And that's when Roger Jackson's homies just backing him up, saying, yo, bro, Roger, bro, let's dip, bro. Let's get out of here. And he's like, yo, we're taking off already, bro. We're done. Because his homie knows Roger f***ed up, bro. Was Roger in the right or was he in the wrong? Sir, do you have a BBC? Hey, Velosky, bro, we ain't trying to have questions like that, my boy. Come on, bro. We ain't doing that over here, my boy. Come on, man. Like the goddamn power, but let's keep it for reals, man. We're talking Roger Jackson right now. Is Rampage Jackson? Would you blame him? Would you say he has something to do with this? Because if you didn't see the film, there was a moment where Rampage Jackson was on the phone with his son, Roger Jackson, while Roger was literally sitting down watching the event in his head, thinking to himself, I'm gonna beat the out of this fool right now. I'm gonna beat the out of this fool right now. He thinks he's playing with me. He thinks this is a joke. He had hours to think about this, bro. At least 2 hours to think about what he was gonna do. And the whole time he was pissed off. And while he's pissed off sitting there, guess who gives him a call? Guess who gives Roger Jackson a call? Your former light heavyweight, your former Pride middleweight champion, one of the greatest MMA legends that we have in the sport, my friends. A lot of people remember him for his goddamn slam KO where the guy had him in the triangle choke. He goes, boom. I believe that was against Ricardo something, bro. But Rampage Jackson calls him and then just starts talking crap on him. He starts making fun of him. He starts saying, hey, bro, people start telling me on my kick stream that you were over there wrestling with guys in skinny pants and guys in Speedos. Is that true? And Roger's like, motherfucker, this ain't, motherfucker, this, I ain't overdoing that. He starts arguing with Rampage Jackson like he's his homie. If you see the relationship that Roger has with Rampage Jackson, they're like friends. You know, Rampage Jackson plays around with him a lot. Of course, they're both on Kick now. If you guys have not seen Rampage Jackson, he's gotten popular in the last year. Ridiculous. Specifically in the last months. He's been blowing up, dude. If you guys agree with me on how Rampage Jackson has made a comeback, especially with the Jackson podcast, him and his diamond jewelry that they're out there putting that's fake, but they're still putting it out there, right? There ain't nothing wrong with that. I'm a blue collar kid myself, man. I'll buy that too. You know what I mean? If they go, I'll wear that. I don't care. But yo, what's up, Top G, motherfucker? I agree, he sucks. What's up, Black? What's up, Black Husky? Shout out to you, my boy. Shout out to you. Look, we got people commenting, man. What a trash, man. Look at that, man. Bro, I'm telling you guys, this is a hot topic right now, bro. So does Rampage Jackson have a fault in this? Because the way he was literally pissing his son off. Bro, I'm gonna tell you right now, dude. I've had an asshole dad before. Let's say it like that, right? And I understand that when he pisses you off and he ridicules you, even if you just ask him a regular question and he just puts you down for no reason, it pisses you off and it gives you anger and you probably take it out on something else because it's daddy father issues. It happens to a lot of people. You know, Rampage Jackson is a famous dad. Who knows the type of issues that him and Roger have, right? They're talking to each other like they're goddamn friends and they're on the phone saying, you motherfucker, what you mean? You know what I mean? And Rampage Jackson is over here saying, you're over there watching a wrestling event with guys in Speedos. When Roger literally is just there to support his friend. But while Rampage was doing this, Roger was getting over pissed off. He's reading these goddamn comments in his kick thing. People are saying, yo, you got knocked out in sparring. Yo, you suck ass. Yo, you never be like your dad. Yo, you a this, you a that. Even Rampage Jackson was calling him a, and then you heard Roger during the goddamn kick stream where he was like, nah, my dad thinks I'm up. He thinks I'm up. I'm gonna show him that I ain't up. Right? He's raging. And I honestly think Rampage kind of has something to do with it, bro. I agree, Black Huxley. He's bad at hockey. He's a terrible NFL player. He sucks. Yo. Fuck Jackson. He sucks at football. Worst NFL player ever. Hey. Right? Hey. Yeah. Couldn't be a professional NFL player. Came into MMA, lost his first professional fight. Could you imagine? You're Rampage Jackson's son. You lose your first professional fight. You got all this hype behind you. And people are just start making fun of you, bro. You know YouTube is deadly, bro. YouTube comments, Instagram, Twitter, specifically YouTube, though. Everybody who's commenting on here sometimes could be deadly when you leave yourself open for opportunity to be talked about. Right? We got people saying right here, he's above. He's sucks. I don't like Jackson, right? And I bet you during his live stream, he's seeing all this too, and it's pissing him off. But I'm gonna tell you why he's wrong. Because as somebody who makes YouTube content himself, and I ain't even a big YouTuber, and I ain't making that much money off that and this and that, right? We barely got 1,300 subscribers. Who knows what Roger Jackson has? I've had videos where I've had people say just bad things about me, bro. Like, oh, why do you speak like this? What's wrong with your voice? Why are you yelling in every video? When a lot of people don't know that, I used to have my old addict days, bro, when I was younger. And that's the reason why I kind of get like crazy and stuff sometimes. That's just how I am. But a lot of people like to judge me and they like to say, yo, why you doing this? Why you doing that? I understand, but I know that all these people are just hating. And at the end of the day, you take it as a motivation. You look at people who are calling you a bum and people who suck, and you say, you know what? Because of them, that's the reason why that's why I'm gonna be better than that. I'm gonna become better. But Roger, I believe it's because his dad is a famous dad, and I think it goes deeper into his personal issues with him being who he is. I don't think he's comfortable being himself. I don't think he knows who he is. I think he's out here in the world trying to impress people by going live, trying to be this and that, and he's getting over here bothered by people's comments. Roger, it's all your fault. It's all your fault. You did not have to do that. If anything, who agrees? If anything, would you agree with the slam and maybe one punch? That's just big. Hey, that's just me. Come on, tell me in the comments. Would you at least have gave a little bit more leeway if it was the slam and then one punch, boom, and then he got off and then that was it? I think I would have been a little bit more. I don't think it would have been such a big deal. I think it still would have been crazy and it still would have been all over social media because the guy still got knocked out. But still, I don't think I would have been this tough, right? But the fact that he kept going, I think it was 22 punches. He said 22 of the hardest punches, bro. He went, huh, 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 huh. 22 of the hardest punches. And I'm not even playing around. If nobody went in there and stopped him, if that dude, who's the first guy, anyways, who was trying to pull Roger Jackson off, he looked kind of chubby. He was like 5'6". And the dude couldn't pull him off. He like starts grabbing Roger Jackson. He starts grabbing him. And then Roger kind of like goes, and then the dude just is like staring around, looking around like, oh, what do I do? And then that's when the big homeboy comes up and starts just wrestling, an all-out wrestling battle with Roger Jackson. Dude, don't take the trash. You're just a yo top G motherfucker. Don't suck the video right through it. Hell yeah, Jackson Dick. Hey, I like your style of motivation, my boy. Hell yeah. I feel it. Hell yeah. But yeah, dude. He didn't have to do all that. He didn't have to rain down ridiculous blows on the dude's face like that. Because I'm telling you right now, a lot of people are calling it attempted murder. And I understand why they're calling it attempted murder. Because at the end of the day, if nobody would have stopped Roger Jackson from landing those blows, I think he would have ended up hitting him about 10 times more. Do you agree? Does anybody agree? Did it seem like Roger Jackson was probably going to land his last blow before Homeboy came off and got him? The way Roger Jackson looked as he was on top of Psycho Stu, it looked like somebody who just was looking to murder somebody. It looked like somebody who was trying to commit murder. Somebody who was trying to just break this guy's chin. I've seen a lot of street fights in my life. And one of the craziest ones I remember, this one was actually with my uncle, RIP my uncle, man. This guy was holding it down where I lived right here. He was coming up against this guy who just got out of prison. He came to the town and was trying to get people in order. Because in prison, they get people in order. Well, he was trying to get the gang over here in order. And I guess I said, hey, you know what? what's up, man? You trying to get people in order? We're gonna come down and what's up? And so he came over there. He fought up, but he got knocked out. And I was watching this when he was on the floor and got knocked out. The dude hit him about 3 extra times on the face. And I was like, oh shit. So I ran in, started going in. My stepdad comes in, everybody starts breaking it up, everybody starts getting crazy. I could just imagine seeing these punches that Roger Jackson was landing on Psycho Stu in person. It's committing murder, my friends. It's like committing murder, man. RIP Uncle, for real, man. RIP, bro. I'm gonna tell you guys what happened, dude. About a week, I just moved out with my girl. We're living at this pad. I get my car robbed. I literally get my car stolen, dude. I was going to work like at 6 a.m. in the morning. I turn on my car real quick to get it hot. Keep in mind, I've never had anything robbed of me from my life. I go inside my house just to say bye to my son and my girl for like 3 minutes. And as I go inside and I come back outside, there goes my car. Mother, they took my car, dude. My baby stroller, my car seat, my check was in there. Everything was in there. My tools, at least $700 worth of tools were in there. It was gone. Check it out. 7 days go by. I'm working in Visalia, right here where I live. I'm working. I get a call. He gets shot 4 times in front of my mom's house. And she's crying and she's like, dude, call your dad. Call your dad, like his brother. And at the time, my dad's brother was camping. He was camping in the mountains and he had no cellular service at all. So I get the phone call that my uncle just got shot 4 times in the chest. And I'm just like, what? And he's like, yeah, I'm trying to get a hold of your dad, but he's not answering his phone. And I didn't even know he was camping. I called my boss and was like, do you know where Junior's at? And he's like, yeah, he told me he was going camping. And I was like, where? And he said, this place, which was 3 hours from where I was. I ended up having to, he was like, yo, I told him, I was like, I'm just going to get in my car and I'm going to go up to the mountains right now and I'm going to try to find him because I've been camping a lot when I was younger. We used to go hunting when I was young. I've been fishing a lot when I was young. I had a good little spot. And he was like, yeah, he's going to Dinky Creek. And I was like, he's going to Dinky Creek. All right, there's certain locations where I know people go camping for this. So I go up there, dude. I'm driving up there. I only have about 80 miles in my car when I get to the spot where he's at. Then I'm looking around for like at least an hour and I can't find this guy, bro. I can't find my stepdad. I can't find my dad anywhere, dude. I'm looking everywhere. I can't find him. Like, yo, where he's at? Where he's at? I'm looking everywhere. My car gets down to about 30 miles. And the next gas station was literally 25 miles away. So I gave up, bro. Keep in mind, this was a week after my car got stolen. My uncle just got shot 4 times and was dying. And I couldn't even go straight to the goddamn scene. I had to go get my dad. So I'm driving to the mountains. I don't find them. I only have 30 miles in my car left. The next gas station is 25 miles. So I start jamming down and I'm just like, I start giving up and I'm like, damn. And he wasn't going to come back for 3 days. And as I'm driving back down, giving up already, I took one last glance into the mountains right here. Boom. And I see his goddamn truck. And I'm like, whoa. I pull over, boom, boom. I pull up to where his spot is. I stop the car. I turn it off because I don't want to lose my miles. And he wasn't there. He wasn't there. I don't know where they went. I stayed for about an hour until it started getting dark. And I knew the gas station was going to close. I only had cash. So I couldn't, if the gas station closes, how was I going to get gas if I didn't have my credit card? So what do, man? I just leave a bunch of papers, bro. I left a bunch of papers. I was like, yo, your brother just got shot, man. He just got shot. He died. Please come down right now. I left about 10 papers all around his truck. I ended up driving back down and I went to my mom's house. Everything was going on. And about 2 hours later, my dad pulls down. And at the time, I'm not living with him no more. And he texts me and he's like, yo, thank you so much, dude. And I was like, bro, I had to go find you. Your brother just got shot. Could you imagine going camping? And then 2 days later, you come down and your brother died. And you're like, what? Where was I at? Nobody came to come get me? So yeah, man. Anyways, I don't know how we got into the topic, but yeah, bro, we're having some bad luck in my life back in the days, guys. But anyways, Roger Jackson, my bro. Roger Jackson. Yeah, we're done talking about that. But I had a little bit of bad luck during my time, dude, and I'm just glad to finally have gotten out of that. We're good, man. But now that I'm in a good situation, Roger Jackson and Rampage Jackson are honestly getting close to losing their kick streams, dude. He sucks, bro. Honestly, I'm gonna be honest with you, bro. I don't agree with Roger Jackson at all. I don't think what he did was right. I think you know that you're going to this MMA event. I mean, not MMA. You know you're going to this wrestling event. So you're at this wrestling event. You already know what to expect, bro. I honestly think this is a clout grab. I think he was looking for clout. I think Roger Jackson didn't say nothing about it, but I think he was sitting there in his chair with a concussion, not thinking straight, thinking to himself, "Woo, I'm gonna this fool up. Watch, stay live." Because he could have told the dude to get off alive the whole time he was on the live saying, "I'm about to this fool up." Let's talk about the commission. Let's talk about that commission. Who gave him the okay to rain down blows? Is Roger Jackson capping? Let me know in the comments. Do you guys think Roger Jackson is capping when it comes to him saying, they told me to hit him? They told me to hit him, and they told me to hit him for reals. Do you think he's capping? Yeah, I think he's lying too, Black Husky. I think he's lying too, for reals. I think he's lying. This is what I think went down. You guys remember when his friend AJ gave him the okay, right? He gave him the okay and was like, yeah, hey, man, go ahead and give him your receipt. You remember what a receipt is, right? Get your receipt. I think in the back of his head, AJ was thinking some gang shit. I think he was thinking in his head, like, yo, my receipt? All right, I'm going to bomb on this food right now. I don't think AJ was thinking that. I don't think any of those wrestlers are ever being serious, even the ones in the back that were telling him, like, hey, you're going to get your payback, bro. You're going to get your payback. I don't think they were being serious about actual payback. This is wrestling. They're probably thinking, yo, you're going to get a spear on this dude. Yeah, go ahead and what is it? 619 them. Sweet Chin Music, huh? Batista bomb. Boom. Right? And I think Roger Jackson, with the concussion in his head, he said, nah. What did you say? Receipts? I'm gonna this fool up. I'm gonna mess him up. I'm just gonna destroy his face and I'm gonna kill him. And I'm gonna tell you guys right now, he just made probably the biggest mistake in his life. Or did he? All right, Black Husky, shout out to you, my boy, for real, bro. But did Roger Jackson commit one of the worst things in his life? Or is this gonna help his career? Is Roger Jackson gonna become famous off of this now? I'm telling you right now, the world is weird. And sometimes we pay attention to the wrong things. And with Roger Jackson doing this, even though he's getting some of the most hate all over the world, do you guys think this is the end of Roger Jackson? Is this the end? Because I'm going to be honest, just like BJ Penn, right? You guys know who BJ Penn is for the UFC? Isn't BJ Penn going through an absolute catastrophe right now? Just like Roger Jackson is literally going into right now? Wasn't BJ Penn one of the most greatest UFC fighters to ever live? Right? What is he, like the second two-division champ of the UFC, my friends? And then all of a sudden he started spiraling, right? Hold on. Let me get some water real quick. Hold on. Let me grab some water. Because BJ Penn was looked at by a lot of people just like the way they looked at Roger Jackson. Am I incorrect or am I correct? Wasn't it 2019? Hold on. Let me get a little bit more water. All right, hold on. Let me get a little taker quick. Let me get a little bowl. Hey, hold on, man. Hey, by the way, you guys, if you're barely tuning in for the first time, we actually don't go live that much on this channel. because of the circumstances that recently happened. We used to go live for every single UFC event, every single boxing event, all that. But we had to stop doing it because we had to end up moving out. We got a different location right now, and just times are a little bit difficult. But when we do go live, they're special because I like spending time with you guys and I like talking to you guys, my friends. But hold up, let me take a ball real quick. If you guys don't know, I'm a 27-year-old blue collar kid from Fresno, California that recently started this channel about 6 months ago. We cover anything from UFC to boxing. A couple topics that I wanted to talk about today was Andy Ruiz. Andy Ruiz, your former unified heavyweight champion, my friends, is back in training camp. Read Magazine just dropped it on their Instagram, which is absolutely breaking news. Andy Ruiz only having 3 fights since 2019 when he fought against Anthony Joshua, where he was what? A minus 2,000, where Anthony Joshua was a minus 2,500 favorite going into that fight against Andy Ruiz. My goodness, man. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Right now, here we go. Let's do it. This is for anybody who's watching right now. All right. So let's get back into it. BJ Penn, I believe it was in 2019, 2017. Let's go ahead and look that up real quick so we can make sure for a fact, because we weren't even thinking about BJ Penn. We were just talking about Roger Jackson and everything that went down with him and the former Army veteran, my friends, Psycho Stu. But then I thought to myself, wait, didn't BJ Penn also beat somebody up in the streets? Didn't BJ Penn also beat the hell out of somebody on the streets, my friends? Yeah, it was in 2019. Okay, so as we're talking about Roger Jackson and we're disputing his everything that went down with him and the former Army veteran Psycho Stu, let's talk about BJ Penn. BJ Penn is also another guy who beat the hell out of somebody in the street, but also got knocked out in the street before. Right? This was in Hawaii. I believe it was 2019. I think it was on the same night when BJ Penn was out there on the streets. He had already, retired from the UFC. The UFC already didn't just, it was already going to shambles, my friends. And after this happened, Dana White had wanted absolutely nothing to do with BJ Penn anymore because BJ Penn got into a couple altercations where he got knocked out on the street, got pissed off, wanted to start more problems, and then ended up getting knocked out himself. And then ended up knocking out somebody himself. Right? He ended up finding somebody on the street and knocking him out. So the question is, the way we look at BJ Penn now, is this the route that Roger Jackson is heading to? Or is this just a one-time mistake? Because Roger Jackson all of a sudden is getting the most hate in the world. The most hate, bro. I see everybody in my comments is talking about just how bad it is, man. How bad Roger Jackson was, how dumb he is, what a goddamn thing that he did. And I understand, bro. And I understand. Somebody let me know in the comments. Was Roger Jackson an active football player? Was he hella playing football? Was he going to college? Was he trying to aspire to be an NFL player? Because somebody earlier said that, what did they say earlier? He said, he sucks, football, NFL worst player ever. Was Roger Jackson a football player? Let's look that up real quick, man. Hold on. Was Roger Jackson a football player? I don't know if Roger Jackson was a football player because you wouldn't, when you compare him to BJ Penn got knocked out several times before he retired in the UFC. So you kind of understand why he has this mental problem in his head, dude. He got CTE for sure, bro. But there's Roger Jackson. Roger Jackson hasn't been knocked out that many times. I understand that he was concussed in the sparring before this. He got kicked in the head, my friends. Bad, brutally, bro. Hey, what's up, man? Who's in here right now watching? I want somebody to join live right now. I want somebody to join live. We got to talk about this and debate this, bro. Who else? Who else is in here? Who else wants to talk on here? Let me see. Roger Jackson, bro. Was he not right for this, dude? Hold on. I'm trying to get somebody else on there, man. Yeah, man. I don't know, dude, but it's absolutely ridiculous what's going on with Roger Jackson and Rampage Jackson. Now, my thoughts are, what is Rampage Jackson thinking? You know, he was at the club when this was going down. It looked like he was with Sneeko. It looked like he was with Sneeko at the club, partying. I don't know what they were doing. The question is, what was he thinking while Roger Jackson was doing this? Of course, he was mad and saying, "Yo, he's gonna go to jail for sure, dude. Roger Jackson's going, he's going to jail for sure." But is he actually pissed about this? Because I've seen videos of him saying that he's gonna bail out Roger Jackson the second he goes to jail. So Roger, the second he gets locked up, Rampage Jackson is gonna bail him out. So really, he's not suffering any consequences from this, right? You think you're doing a good mistake by taking him out. You think you're gonna teach him something. You're already you're already teaching him like your friend. You're already hanging out with him like he's your buddy. You talk to him like he's your friend. You guys are calling each other motherfuckers, this and that. Now you're gonna bail him out? What are you gonna teach? What is Roger Jackson gonna learn from this, bro? He ain't gonna learn nothing. Roger ain't gonna learn nothing. If he's gonna go to jail and get bailed out a minute after, because I've already seen Rampage said he's gonna bail him out. This is just another example of a kid who grew up with money, who grew up with a famous dad, who doesn't know his actual his actual normal self, bro. He doesn't know how to act like a normal person. He's on kick the whole time. He's reading everybody's comments who are putting bad things. He's getting aggravated from it. He's letting it affect him. He's not a normal person, dude. And the one thing that would probably teach him something, the one thing that would probably, scare him a little bit, send him to jail, you don't want him to get sent to jail. You want to take him out and just give him the easy way all over again. Yo, Roger Jackson is not going to learn nothing from this, dude. I just don't think he's going to learn nothing from this, and I don't think it's a good thing, man. All right, man. So next thing that I want to talk about is UFC. As you guys know, there's a little tournament going down in the middleweight division. It is not an actual tournament. It's not a real tournament, like as real brackets are going down. But your boy Dana White has already said that the winners out of Fluffy Hernandez and Reiner the Ritter will be taking on Khamzat Chimaev in the beginning of 2026. But he didn't say that exactly. He also said that Imavov and Cal Borrelio also have a shot on this, my friend. So there is a possibility that we could get a Fluffy Hernandez versus RDR fight. And let's just say it's boring or something, or nothing goes down at all. It's very possible that the winners out of Imavov and Cal Borrelio, that is literally coming up in 2 weeks from now in the next UFC event, could be taking on Khamzat Chimaev. Now, I don't see that happening. Because you guys, when Brandon the Ritter made a great point, and he was talking about Kyle Borrelio, and he was talking about how Kyle has only fought 0 times in 2025. His last fight was in August of 2024, right? Against Jared Cannonier, which looked like a great win. But all of a sudden, when you start looking at Jared Cannonier, you start looking at all the people that have beat this guy, Imavov, every single guy. Who was the guy that just beat Jared Cannonier the other day? MVP. MVP, who isn't even a middleweight, went up to that division for the first time. It put an absolute great display against Jared Cannonier, dropping him, just styling on him in a beautiful fashion. So all of a sudden, Cal Borrelio, your win over Jared Cannonier is starting to look a little fishy to me. Just being real. Just being real. And when you look at Reiner the Ritter, sure, he hasn't fought that many times in the UFC, but he is a former light heavyweight, middleweight champion in one championship, my friends, and he's even fought in the heavyweight division. Even though he talks about how he shouldn't have been in that division in the first place, still, Rainier the Ritter beat Bo Nickel 2 fights ago. And Bo Nickel, I mean, dude, this guy was a former Division One, three-time national champion, my friends, at the highest level that there could be. Somebody who was wrestling in the Olympics trials and stuff like that, who was just phenomenal. One of the best wrestlers that we were thinking that was in the UFC. A lot of people who was comparing Bo Nickel to Khamzat Chimaev at that point. Bo Nickel himself. Bo Nickel himself was talking about saying, I'm ready to fight Khamzat Chimaev. I think when it comes to wrestling, I think I have the advantage over Khamzat Chimaev. I think I beat him anywhere this fight goes. And when he fought against Rainier the Ritter, he got absolutely exposed. The thing about Rainier the Ritter is he's not this world champion grappler. He's not this phenomenal wrestler with a Russian background or anything like that, a state champion, you know? But he's big. This is a guy who could have fought in the light heavyweight division in the UFC, who fought in the light heavyweight division and won championship. He's 6'4". So he's able to use that power and that strength up against you. He was pushing Bo Nickel up against the cage, and it was getting Bo Nickel tired. Bo Nickel wasn't able to get his takedowns. And while Bo Nickel being so small, it was so easy for Rainier the Ritter to get those knees. And he was kneeing the crap out of Bo Nickel on the fence, my friends. And that was what was destroying him. He used those same knees against Robert Whitaker. Yep. You guys remember those knees that he was using against Robert Whitaker? Those knees are deadly. I'll tell you right now, man. If he's able to get Fluffy Hernandez up against the cage, which we've seen fighters do before, Fluffy Hernandez isn't the strongest fighter in the world. He comes in these fights and uses his pressure, his absolutely great boxing, his nice elbows, especially up against the cage, his nice takedowns, his submission game. But he's not the strongest fighter in the world. You've seen people go in there and take him down. I remember Rodolfo Vieira put him on his ass early in round one. Straight double leg, put him on his butt, boom, had him on the floor. But then we all seen how that fight turned out. But when I seen that, I think to myself, when you look at his resume, he hasn't really went up against an absolute great wrestler on the same level of a Khamzat Chimaev or a Rainier the Ritter. Now, I know all of us UFC fans like to say that Rainier the Ritter is absolutely skilled in the grappling and wrestling style, but I'm still a little iffy about it. Because Rainier the Ritter, yet still him too. We haven't seen him against a phenomenal wrestler yet. And yeah, Robert Whitaker, whatever, but that fight was close. Robert Whitaker almost had him out of there in round 3, my friend. We've seen what Khamzat did to Robert Whitaker in round 1 with literally breaking his face in. And Rainier the Ritter had a way tougher fight with Robert Whitaker. It was way tougher. I had it 2-2 going into the 5th round. Fluffy Hernandez possesses the skills that I think is he's going to be able to put that pressure on Rainier the Ritter with his striking. The only thing is the size difference. He's 6'4", Rainier the Ritter, who might be going into this fight at 230 pounds. Right? DDP was big for the weight class. DDP could have been a light heavyweight. So could Rainier the Ritter, my friends. I think if Rainier the Ritter is able to put his pressure on Fluffy Hernandez, force him up against the cage, give him knees, give him punches, maybe stop some of the takedowns from Fluffy Hernandez, and even show good defense in his head movement when it comes to the striking against Fluffy Hernandez. Because, yeah, you could probably do some great takedown defense, this and that, but Fluffy Hernandez's striking is underrated. His ground game is phenomenal, but his striking is even better, dude. He pieced up Michel Pereira. And Michel Pereira is a great striker, even though he got absolutely obliterated this Saturday at Shanghai this weekend against your boy Kyle Doctors, which was absolutely crazy. I didn't see that coming. But still, dude. This is going to be an absolutely exciting fight with Imavov and Cal Braulio this weekend, the tournament that's going on. I think in the end of it, I think we're going to see Fluffy Hernandez beat RDR I think Fluffy Hernandez is end up going to get the title shot against Kazmat Chimaev in 2026. And then I think we're going to see DDP, because he just lost to Kazma. I think DDP is going to face the winner out of Gabrielio and Imavov, who are fighting 2 weeks from now. I think that's what we're going to see. And I think the loser will face the loser out of Kazmat Chimaev. I mean, out of the losers will face the losers out of Imavov. And what's his name? God, man, I just got mixed up in everything, my friends. Yo, I think that's it, man. We got to call it a night, my friends. It's a good little chat that we had today. Anybody subscribe? Shout out to anybody who subscribed. Raja Jackson, man, I can't believe you did it, bro. You just did that to an Army veteran. I mean, like, come on, dude. You really going to do that? Anybody want to come in last minute? Anybody want to come in last minute, split screen, give your opinion on Raja Jackson right here, man? If not, we're tuning out right now. Right here, you guys. It's the MMA Boxing Addicts channel. We're going to go hit a bowl, you guys. Good looking on everything that happened today. Breaking news. And man, let's continue growing this channel, my friends. Let's continue. I'm out.